Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this beautiful 2024 Toyota RAV4 Limited. And in this video, we're going to go over the inside, the outside, all of the features. We're going to end up in the driver's seat where I'll show you an overview of all of the buttons and all the things from the driver's seat perspective, and then we'll take it on a drive. Let's jump right in. This is the best-selling SUV in America. And in this video, I think you're going to see why. But starting with the outside, look at all the angles. There are just angular accents everywhere. It's like every body panel has a crease in it, but they all work really well together. The thing that I like about this one is that it's the Limited, so it's going to have a lot of nice exterior accoutrements all over the outside. Let's start with the wheels because I really like upgraded alloy wheels, and these things are really nice. It's like a brushed aluminum look. Of course, you have disc brakes on the front and the back, and this one is sitting on Michelin 235 55R19 Primacy, both up front and in the back. Same size. This one is a beautiful pearl color. Take a look at the accents that you see, like there's an accent right there. You also, since this one is a Limited, you have luggage racks right there on the very top. That's really nice. This one also has a good sized sunroof that's nice and makes it feel even more open and big inside the cabin. You have dual exhaust, even though this thing has a 4-cylinder engine in it. Again, this is a Limited, so this is going to be a step up from the base models. You also have black trim right here that's going to be around the rear glass, another piece of black trim here. That's all really nice. Another cool thing that I just noticed earlier is that you have like a chrome look on the outer portion of the door handle. That's pretty nice. You also have a little dimples right here, little marks right here. This is on the back door. I think Toyota just started integrating the touch sensors for the key fob on the back door, and that's nice, so you can access it or use the key fob automatic unlocking for the back doors as well. Take a look at the front here. It's nice and clean. It's not as like super pronounced, and you don't have this big, bold, aggressive looking grille. It's a little bit more conservative than grills of the past. You also have LED daytime running lights, LED headlights, LED fog lights, sensors in the bumpers that beep if you get too close to something. You also have a front camera. It looks like, you know, nice and luxurious. From the outside, it's got a really athletic, nice exterior. It looks more adult. It looks more ready for the outdoors. You know, it just looks more capable than any other RAV4 that I have ever seen before. Under the hood is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine that produces 203 horsepower, and that's connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The back seat is nice and roomy, seating for up to 3 people. As you can see, there are 3 seat belts right there, and I like how the colors are contrast. It's gray in the middle with a light gray on the outer portion. It looks like the seats are ventilated, but they are not ventilated. They have the holes in them just to match the ones up front. This is a tab for you to move the seat forward so that you can flatten the seat, the second row, to make for a whole lot more storage area. Again, there are the all-weather rubber mats specifically with this one. The interior of the door is nice, that matches the front. You have contrast stitching here on the top with some soft touch materials that looks like leather. This is actually a soft touch material too, here where your arm goes. And look at that, heated outboard rear seats. That is extremely nice. In the middle console between the 2 front seats, you have an air vent and then USB-C for charging your devices. Up front, starting with the front passenger seat and interior door, I just showed you the door of the rear. It matches the door up front. All the same colors, all the same features. There's your all-weather mat again. There is your front passenger seat. It looks really nice, looks really comfortable, but I can already tell you that this seat bottom is too firm. it's not soft and supple. You can see that I'm pushing down on it so it looks nice and pillowy, but for some reason when your bottom is in that seat, it just feels hard, and I don't know how comfortable that's going to be on a long trip. Taking a look at the dash here from the passenger's perspective, it's nice. You've got plenty of leg room. Your dial here, easy to reach, so when you want to adjust your climate control system on your passenger side. All of the fits and finishes are nice here. There's like a rubberized portion right here, and you can see that it's brown, and so that's a nice look to go kind of with a contrast of the dark, the black and the grays here. Also, this stitching is like a dark brown as well. That's a cool look. But this is a rubberized portion, so when you put your cell phone or any other thing here, it's not going to slide around. That's a good touch. You've got a little speaker here, and that shows your JBL stereo again. Nice dash. Everything flows well together. On the driver's door, of course, you've got more features. You have set 1 and 2 there. That will memorize your seat position for up to 2 people, and then you have your power switches for your windows and your door locks right there. I really like when I'm able to get a car that's fully loaded and you've got these buttons right here, and there's all the switches, all the spaces here are filled up with something. That means this is a fully loaded version. This is going to adjust the lighting for your gauges, automatic high beams, heated front wipers. So this is a portion of the wiper area or the windshield that's heated, so that in the wintertime your wipers don't stick. Front view camera system, or all 360 view camera system, heated steering wheel, odometer, and then rear hatch. And then here is another rubberized space there for your storage of your items, and that's actually a pretty deep area right there. So there's your dash from your driver's perspective. So now let's hop in and take a look. Okay, starting on the inside with our beautiful screen here, you can see that it just basically is a welcome screen at first, and you can push English. I'm gonna actually hit cancel because we don't want to enter anything into there. So for our perspective, we are just gonna go straight to music, and I'll just do a quick overview of each of these categories on the left. So right now the audio is off. In order to turn the audio on, you just push this button here, and I'm going to turn it down, and then you can see it goes automatically to favorites. These are going to be all of the favorites that you have stored in the system, and you can see you can move that up and down based on the number of favorites that you have in there. And right now the only favorites that are memorized are ones that are on satellite radio. Tune right here, and I really like the way that you can tune this, because you can tune according to the number of the station that you have. There's FM radio, AM radio, and XM satellite radio. For the phone, there is no device connected right now, but in order to connect device, guess what you hit? You hit connect a device, and that allows you to search for devices and then pair your Bluetooth phone, whether it's Android or an Apple device. Down here, the car icon, you have trip information and vehicle alert. Under trip information, it's going to give you basic driving information according to time down here in 5-minute increments. This is fuel economy information. And then on the right side of the graph is going to be miles per gallon, with 40 at the top and 10 at the bottom. This lets you know how much fuel you have on your tank and how long the vehicle has been running. We can clear data and start all over. Then I can go down here to settings, and this settings is where you're going to spend a good amount of time when you first get this vehicle after it's new. What you're going to do is go to my settings, go to personal info, Bluetooth and devices, general, and you can see how my finger is moving up and down this. It's really smooth, and it doesn't really show fingerprints very much. So then you can just simply keep going down here and customizing the vehicle exactly the way you want to customize it. And I really recommend doing that because it personalizes it and it becomes your Toyota RAV4. And so that's going to be a quick overview of this beautiful screen here. And then moving down here to our climate control system is next. So our climate control system, one of the coolest things that I really like about the way Toyota has done the climate system in the RAV4 is they've given you really big dials, and they have made it so that it is a physical touch system, so it's not integrated into a screen, so you can automatically come in and just touch what you want to touch instead of having to go through several screens to adjust for your climate settings, and that makes it much more efficient. Auto is here, and when you want to automatically set the temperature of the cabin, you just push this button and it works just like the central air in your house. This turns everything off, and then this dial will change the temperature, as you can see there, and it is dual zone climate control, but right now it is synced so that as I turn this dial, it maintains the same temperature throughout. All down here are your different climate control settings, like your front defrost, rear defrost, eco, heat and cool, that makes it use less energy, and then manually adjusting your fan speed, adjusting the fan direction, recirculate, and S-Flow. Well, Lexus actually calls this S-Flow. I'm really not sure what Toyota calls it, but this simply cuts off the airflow to the rear in case you want to direct all of the airflow to the front passengers. This is traction control off. And since this one is a limited, you have heated and ventilated front seats. They are 3-way heat and 3-way ventilation. And the reason it's called ventilation is because it's not actually air conditioned. It simply recycles the cool air inside the cabin through the seat bottom. This is the automatic engine shut off. So if you do not want it to shut off automatically at a stoplight, you simply hit that button and you'll see an icon pop up on your dash indicating that that feature is now off. Down here is what's called Qi wireless charging, to where you can simply place your cell phone down there and it will charge it wirelessly. For your shifter, you have, of course, park and drive and reverse. You also have a little feature here that says S, and this allows you to manually change gears. So I can push the little button in, shift it into drive, and at any speed, I can shift this over and then change gears manually here. And I see on the dash, it says S, where it's S1 now, 2, 3. So when you push toward the front of the RAV4, it changes the gears up all the way to 8. When you pull it back, it downshifts, which makes complete sense. And that is drive. Putting it back in park. Down here, you're going to see Eco, Normal, and Sport, and these are called selectable drive modes. Eco makes it more fuel efficient. Sport makes it less fuel efficient but more fun. It'll hold high revs longer, and it gives it more of a sporty feel to the engine. And Normal is a combination of Eco and Sport. I have this on my vehicle. I have a Prius. I don't have Sport. I think I have Eco and Normal, and I always keep it in Eco, but here's something to keep in mind. When you put it in Eco, it is going to make the climate control system have less fan speed. So if it's super ultra hot outside, put it in Normal and you'll have more fan speed. And then if it's not as hot, but you're still needing to run the air, put it back in Eco. You have brake hold here, and brake hold allows the vehicle to maintain the brakes. It will hold the brakes for you at a stoplight or a stop sign, and you can take your foot off of the brake once you come to a complete stop. This is your parking brake. You push it to deactivate the parking brake. You pull it up to activate the parking brake. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel over here on the left, you have a multi-directional keypad with a back arrow, phone, voice, and volume. On the right side of the steering wheel, this is going to be cruise control, setting the distance of your radar cruise control, steering assist with lane tracing assist, and mode, and these are all for audio. So the way to think about this is on the bottom of each side, left and right, are audio controls. This is cruise control, and then this whole thing here controls the information on your display in the center of your tachometer and your speedometer right there. So now, using this multi-directional keypad, let's do a quick overview of what this is. So when you press down, you can see up right there in the center, it goes 1 and 2, and you can change these around. So that one is settings, That one is just your speedometer and your parking or your gear indicator. There's settings again. Then there's 3, that's going to be radar cruise control, and that's it. So I'm going to press there, the second screen, and then I'm going to push OK to go into settings. And this is where you can go to all of your safety settings like lane trace assist, blind spot monitor, pre-collision, parking assist, rear cross traffic alert. So this is where you can change all of the different settings for all of those different safety features. And let's just say I wanted to turn rear cross traffic alert, RCTA. I wanted to turn that off. I can then just press OK, and that deactivates rear cross traffic alert. I want to keep that on, so I'm going to push OK again, and then it is active now. Then I can back out of that. That's just so simple on how that works. Then on the left side, you have your tachometer, and you can see Eco right there. That means I'm in the Eco drive mode, which is the most fuel efficient drive mode. On the right side is going to be my speedometer with my fuel gauge down below on the bottom right side. And I like how it has the speedometer here in the form of a digital dial. By the way, this is all digital. It's very colorful, crisp and clean and clear looking, and it's easy to read. But you also have a digital speedometer right there that will show you the number that you're driving. So that's really, really nice. I like that feature as well. The fit of the cabin, in my opinion, is wonderful. Is pretty much perfect for a vehicle of this size, because you have room for a person that is over 6 feet and everyone in between, and it feels wonderful. It feels nice and spacious. My legs are not affected in any way. I'm extremely comfortable. I would like to see a little bit more padding on the seat bottom. However, everything else, it feels great. The screen size is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I like so as far as the driving is concerned, it feels a little bit firm, which is absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with that at all. The road noise, virtually zero, feels really nice on the road. And I could see driving this thing for hours at a time and not feeling exhausted after your drive. As far as the transmission shifting is concerned, let's get it out right now and push it a little bit and see what that's like. Here we go. Excellent shifting. You can feel the shift, but it's also smooth from one transition, from one gear transition to another. It's got a great feel about it. There's a little bit more wind noise. I'm at 60 right now. There's a little bit more wind noise, but it's not anything that's, really bad. Of course, it's the 4-cylinder. It's only got just over 200 horsepower. So is it a powerhouse? No, but it's going to be perfect just for your average everyday driving. I'm in eco mode right now, so we're going to shift over into sport mode. Oh, I felt a definite change there. The power isn't any different, but the power delivery is definitely more aggressive when you're in sport mode. That's nice. So the sport mode, you can definitely tell a feel, because there's not as much pedal travel in sport mode as there is in eco mode. In eco mode, you really have to get into the accelerator in order to achieve that speed, but in this one, in sport mode, not at all. I have a feeling that most people are going to be driving in normal mode. I'm going to leave it in sport mode here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get on the gas a little bit here, so let's see what that's like. I barked the wheels a little bit. That's nice. It actually feels more powerful, even though I know it's not, because it's still got the same amount of horsepower in sport as it does eco. But sport definitely does live up to the name. It feels more sporty. We're going to go over to normal now, and I have a feeling it's going to drop down. Yep, I just felt it. The revs are a little bit more a little bit less high, and it feels fine. So again, this is going to be your average A to B driving. Everything is good. I love the sunroof. It makes the cabin feel more open and airy. Again, the radar, it has the radar cruise control, lane mitigation, all of that stuff. So it also has something called full speed dynamic radar cruise control, which means you can use the cruise control all the way down to 0, and that means you can maintain a distance between you and the vehicle in front of you all the way down to 0. So if you're riding behind someone on the road and there's a stoplight ahead, you can actually, the vehicle will actually keep that distance that is set between you and them all the way down to 0. And then once the stoplight turns green, you just resume. You press resume on the steering wheel and it will pick right back up. So it kind of is a great safety feature, but it also eliminates the driving stress of driving somewhat. That's going to do it for our driving portion. I really like the RAV4 overall. It's got really good fuel economy. It has fantastic room. And overall, I can now see why this thing is the best-selling SUV in America, hands down. And then on top of that, Toyota reliability. Come on. So again, a huge thank you to Modern Toyota of Asheboro for the opportunity to film this beautiful 2024 RAV4 Limited. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.